G'day, Great Amat here. I was rabbiting on the other day about how I didn't have time to do much gardening and how I've got to build solar panel arrays and clear the long growth and whatever. So I just thought I'd give you a bit of an idea. These solar panels, look at the grass. Yeah, that's a couple of feet high. I don't know if you can see that, it's really fine. Around here, now you're probably saying, well, that's not much, but I only cut that maybe a week ago, 2 weeks ago at the most. It's already starting to shade the panels again. I'll show you some more later on, but while we're here at the solar panels, this array is hooked up at the moment, but as you can see it's just lying on the ground. Well, it's supposed to come over here and be mounted on a frame facing west for the afternoon sun. And then over here, where the single panel is, I've got another 11 or 12 of them, which are going to make a big array here facing east to catch the morning sun. And then we've got all the ones up on the roof there which sort of work during the middle of the day. So the plan is there to flatten out the curve and try and get as much solar as we can during the day. That pillar there, I was going to mount everything on a rotating array, but I just couldn't be bothered. It's too much work. You know, static arrays are easier, less prone to failure. I mean, you've got so many panels, why not? So we'll go and do a bit more brush cutting now. I preloaded some spools yesterday because it started raining again and I had to stop. There they are there. There's my little mate, there's my little mate. G'day possum. G'day. Isn't he cute, eh? Normally he licks my fingers, but he doesn't seem interested today. Oh well, I'll bring you some apple at lunchtime, little fella. Say hello to the YouTube audience. Sorry to disturb you. Okay, we'll take about 3 of these. We'll head off and do some brush cutting. Here we are at an area that I've yet to do. You can see the growth here. I'll get down close. Look at this lot. I'll drop the camera down and take you for a walk through the scrub at a bug's eye view. I can't see what the camera's seeing. I hope it turns out alright. Now these are only about a foot high, but if I let them grow too far, some of them, especially this type, they're 3 or 4 feet high and they're really woody. You can't cut them with a brush cutter anymore, not with a nylon cable anyway, and that's all I really use because there's too many rocks here to use any steel blades. That's why I've got to get on top of this now before it grows up. Now the other thing I have to stay on top of is the lantana. Most of the taller bushes you can see here are lantana. This is all regrowth. This particular area was so thick you couldn't even walk through it. It was like 6 or 7 or 8 feet high. I pulled most of it out, but of course you leave roots in and they regrow. So I've got to come down here. This is probably a day's work down here. There's some of those woody weeds I mentioned before. Once they grow up, they're very hard to cut with a whippersnipper. And there's an old lantana that I've trimmed right back to the stump. And it was too late in the day, or I was too knackered or whatever, so I thought I'll leave the stump for another day. And it grew up to be another 8 feet tall. Well, fortunately with the dry weather lately, it's died off again, but I've still got to pull that stump out sometime. So it only seems like a couple of months ago, my intro to Shed Wars, I was lamenting that it was too dry to do anything. Now it's too damn wet, everything's growing too much. Look at this lot. Not a bad looking plant, lantana, and I don't take it all out, but I can't let it get hold like it used to be too. What this used to be like was unbelievable. There's another lantana I missed the other day. I spent most of the day out here with a mattock, chipping these things out and pulling them out. It's a bit easier after the rain because the ground's a bit sodden. There's a fairly big one I missed. He's about 2 feet tall. Oh well, I'll get round to him one day. Meanwhile, I've got work to do, so let's go and get the brush cutter going and get into it. I leave the brush cutter out overnight, and in fact it's out for months often. I just stick the head of it up into that garbage bin. Seems to do alright. There's the spools I just loaded. I put 2 of those, 1 in each pocket. There's 1 in the machine. I fill it up with fuel, and I either run out of fuel or run out of spools. By then I've had enough. That's usually an hour and a half or so. Time for smoko by then. So I'll get back into it and we'll see you later. Grey Nomad out.
Don't dream.